What's up YouTube, TMZ1313 here. Today I just want to do a review on the WL Toys A959 RC car. It's a pretty cool car, very cheap, very fun to play with. I just want to do a review, an extensive review on what I think about this car and if you should get it or not. First I want to tell you guys a little bit about my background with RC cars. I've had plenty of RC cars ranging from $1,600, from $400 all the way up to $1,600. So I know a good quality RC car when I see one. Now this one is far from that, meaning it's cheap, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's so cheap that you shouldn't get it. For 60 bucks is what I paid for it. It is a very awesome car, very fun, fast, and let's get into the review so I can show you more about it. Now, first thing I want to do is what do you get with the car? Well, of course you get the car. You also get this remote. All right, nice remote. Has digital trim. Takes 4 AA batteries. That's the only thing that you need to make this car run. That doesn't come with it. You also get the LiPo battery. This is a 1100 amp hour LiPo battery. I think it's a 2S. And you also get a cheap wheel lug. It's made out of plastic. That's why I call it cheap. I'd rather have a metal one. I feel like it's going to get stripped very easily. So like I said, I've had plenty of expensive RC cars. So I could tell you what I think is cheap on this and why. And what you should do about it. So like I said, the price is about 60 bucks. You can get the faster one for about 100 bucks or $120. That one goes 50 miles an hour or 45 miles an hour. This one does 30 plus, and it does do that, by the way. The quality is not bad for what you're getting. Let me take this off and show you a little bit more. Like I said, the quality is not bad. I hear a lot of people complaining, oh, you know, the A-arms, these A-arms right here, you know, they're made out of plastic. Well, so were my RC cars that were thousands of dollars. Now this is a cheaper plastic, I will admit that, so we will see how long it lasts. But these A-arms, I think it's really not a problem. I mean, you're getting a $60 car. I don't know what you expect. So you will hear a lot of people say, you know, cheap plastic parts, but you know, even our expensive RC cars, they come with a lot of expensive parts, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because if mainly the reason why they have plastic is because you want that to break before something else breaks, like the metal parts, you know, the dog bones for the wheels. You don't want those to break. And that's basically all this plastic is gonna absorb the impact and not break these more expensive parts. So that's important. So what I think personally is, I think you guys should get it. It's an awesome car. Now the shocks that come with it, the back ones have little spacers in them. Sorry if you can't see it, these little spacers. So the back has a good amount of shock absorption. Can't say the word absorption. The front, on the other hand, is a little sticky. I'm gonna check this oil to make sure that it has some oil in there. It might have leaked, but definitely it's sticky and it's not as good. If I get some spacers, I think that'll help out, but you definitely want this a little bit softer to absorb bumps and stuff like that. One thing that I will say about this car is that it sits so low. If you got a 1-inch bump, you're gonna hit that. As you can tell right here, I've hit a few of them, and it stops a dead end of the track. So you gotta watch out for bumps. Make sure you got a smooth runway to run So now I'll go into pros and cons of this. There's not very many cons, so I'll do all the pros first. First of all, a pro is it's cheap, like I said, $60. You're getting a bang for your buck. This thing is super fast and super fun. It handles very well. Surprisingly, I didn't think it was gonna handle that well, but it does. It's a good bang for your buck, you know. It's well worth it. $60. I've spent a lot of money and had just as much as fun with this car as I did with all my other cars. So it is waterproof. They say it's waterproof. Now I wouldn't suggest dropping it into a lake or anything. Actually, I highly don't suggest that. But you know, the ESC is waterproof. You know, it does have that coating in it, so I'm sure it could go through a puddle no problem and won't hurt anything. And another pro of it is that there's plenty of parts that you could buy for this. This is I would say, a hobby grade RC car. Not something you want to get your 10-year-old. First of all, it's way too fast for a 10-year-old. And, you know, it is a RC or a hobby RC car. I would suggest that you get it for an older person, not for a younger one. You can't get all parts for this. So every single part that you see on here, you could buy separately. So if one breaks, you could buy it. And that's why I would call it RC a hobby car, because you know, most hobby cars you can't buy replacement parts like this. And those replacement parts you get, I've seen all metal one of these of this type. You know, there are some metal parts on this. The whole frame itself is metal or a hard plastic. Yeah, I take that back. It's a hard plastic. The motor mount is metal. Your dog bones are metal. And I'm pretty sure it has plastic gears in there. That I can't see. I haven't took it apart yet to see. And I know the middle drive shaft is also metal. But like I said, you get all metal parts for this. So if you don't like the plastic pieces on it, you could just get metal ones and you'll be fine. Another thing that I was really surprised on is how it handles. You know, for $60, you expect it to be almost like one of those cheap helicopters that you buy that you could never really get to go straight or without going in circles or anything. That's how I felt like this car was going to be. Like, it was just going to be non-stop steering, you know. And that's not true. Once you get trimmed out, it goes in a straight line. Now, there is a little torque problem when you let off the, you know, going from full torque or full throttle to nothing. It does want to steer one way, but I think that's because of the chamber, or the wheel chamber of the wheels, the front wheels. So there is a little, it's hard to see in the camera, but the wheels kind of go outwards, you know, outwards in each way. So, and there's no way to adjust that. And I was pretty disappointed when I seen that. You know, I felt like that was very important, that you need to be able to adjust the wheel chamber of it. But like I said, you could upgrade it and you could get the adjustable ones for it. So there that goes right there. Like I said, because I was thinking to myself, if I hit something really hard and it messes up one of these wheels, I'm not going to be able to fix it. And I found out later on that I actually can, so that's a good thing. Another thing is the battery life on this. Now, if you treat the battery right and you do what you're supposed to, you know, look up a video on how to take care of your LiPo battery. Don't beat the thing up, and don't charge, you know, do all the necessary charging and stuff like that before you get to use it, and your battery will last a long time. It says it has a 10-minute runtime, but I was easily going 15 minutes and I still had a little bit of juice left in the battery. So the battery life has a very long life, I think, personally. And if you get another one, you go, you know, if you let the motor cool down, you could go again for another 15 minutes. Another pro that has is its four-wheel drive. That's very good for traction. It goes right up to speed. I mean, it goes fast. So the cons, there are a few cons, but you know, the pros outweigh the cons by a long shot. One of the cons is the low ground clearance. As you can tell, I can't even fit my full hand underneath the car. And with that being said, any big bump is going to really throw off the car. A small bump will actually make the car bounce. So with that being said, you just got to, you know, go in a smooth area. As you can tell, I hit a 1-inch bump, and that basically completely stopped the car. It made it do a flip, and you can see the damage it did to it. So just make sure that you have a good enough ground clearance or smooth enough surface to drive on. These tires, if you get larger tires, you might be able to go a little bit, you know, take bumps a little bit better. Now these tires, another con is that these tires are not foam filled. They're just basically air, and they have a little hole for water, and that's why I don't really suggest going in a whole bunch of water with this, because you get water in there, it's going to kind of make the wheels unbalanced. It's going to kind of throw off the car. So I would try to keep it out of water as much as you can, but you know, they always seem to find water wherever you go. Like I said, the wheel chamber, that's one of the cons I think personally out of the box, is that it's just, you know, you can adjust it. But with that con, there is a pro, because you could buy the right wheel adjusters, and you could adjust these the chamber of the wheels. So that's not a big deal. Like I said again, the shocks, the front shocks are pretty weak. I will have to experiment with different kinds of shocks to see if that works. And the last con is it's not good on grass. With that low clearance, I mean, you can go on grass and it'll go, but just it doesn't work real well, is all I have to say. All in all though, this is an awesome car. I highly suggest you get it. Very cheap, good bang for your buck, and the thing just flies down the street. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, check out all my other RC videos. I do a whole bunch of electronics and stuff like that, solar panels. That's mostly what my channel's about, but I do like this kind of stuff. So if you want to see more videos, watch it, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.